So here
can
we go.
Let's do this again. I'm Jana Lee Ortiz.
And I'm Max Carver.
It's a privilege to be here tonight. Good evening. We are so excited to be a part of this event. It's going to be an incredible night.
Yep, and although last year's virtual event was great, it's so wonderful to actually be in person now. Thank goodness.
Yes, right. I mean, wait, though, really, the only downside is last year we could wear pajamas.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with pajamas. If you wore pajamas, and if you wore pajamas here tonight, that's totally fine. This is a safe space for pajamas.
Exactly. And really, look, as we look back upon the past year and all the virtual events we were able to attend from the comfort of our homes, may it further remind us of the importance of Skid Row Housing Trust's work to ensure that everyone has the dignity, comfort, and safety of housing.
Yeah, that's right. And we're here this evening to celebrate that work and to ask you, our most dedicated supporters, to give generously during this time of great need within our community so that the Trust can continue to do what they do best, which is build great homes with supportive services and help people rebuild their lives. As I said this moments ago, I had the opportunity to go on a walking tour in Skid Row, and the feeling I got when going into some of those buildings was indescribable. And I hope we can pass on that feeling to as many folks as possible.
Same. I also went on a tour last year, and I was deeply moved by what I saw. That's why I'm so honored to be with you all tonight. And with that, please join us in welcoming to the stage Lee Ragas, CEO of Skid Row Housing Trust.
Okay, I'm gonna be really honest. I'd have never read from a teleprompter, and I was stressed out and I'm a little out of breath because my glasses are right there and they're not. Yeah, okay, thanks. But the font is really big, so I don't even need them. So anyways, thank you, good evening, and on behalf of Skid Row Housing Trust and the board, and we have a lot of board members out here right now, we'd like to extend a warm welcome to the guest of our Building Hope Gala. Both here with us inside Colburn School's beautiful Zipper Concert Hall, and to those who are streaming at home, I don't know where you are, but hello. Thank you for being here tonight. Please give yourselves a warm welcome, a hand for your commitment of building a brighter future for the community. In a couple minutes, you're going to hear from our Chief Real Estate and Investment Officer, Sierra Adelano. And later in the evening, she's going to go over that this was a really, really big year for the Trust. And we have a lot to celebrate. So I'm not going to steal any of her thunder, but I do want to give a very big shout out to our teams in the field. So thank you very much. You guys are scattered through here. Our real estate development project managers, you guys are scattered through here. I know Jet is pissed that I'm going off script right now, but it's okay, so. But I do want to make sure that I point that out because COVID was really, really tough on everybody. But this team developed projects and brought 4 of them online during COVID. It would have been hard in a great year with economic winds to your back, but they did this in this kind of environment. And that's they just deserve a really huge shout out because they put residents and homeless first and foremost in front of everyone. So thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Jet. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you, team. I cannot tell you how much I'm honored to work with you. Okay, so back to script, Jet. For 32 years, the Trust worked tirelessly to preserve, rehabilitate, and develop safe and stable homes so that we can move our neighbors off the street and support them while they rebuild their lives. I'm proud to say that today, nearly 2,000 residents call Skid Row Housing Trust community their home. And we actually have some residents in here tonight too, so let's give them a big round of applause. We have some former residents that are employees, current residents. They're beautiful, gorgeous human beings, so thank you wherever you are. This accomplishment is the result of wisdom, clarity, and guts of the many great leaders and partners we have, and a lot of them are here right now, who have helped shape the Trust legacy and innovation. We look forward to sharing some of their stories with you this evening. So before I invite Antonio Lamons and Nadia Lidovskaya to join me on the stage, I'd like to share a very quick video from Skid Row Housing Trust Board Chair Simon Ha. He is an affordable housing advocate, and he is very, very committed to our community. And the past chair of American Institute of Architects Housing Knowledge Committee. Through this, although he is unable to join us here tonight because of a prior engagement, he has a very special message to share with you. So now we're gonna dim the house lights.
Hi, my name is Simon Ha, and I'm the board chair for Skid Row Housing Trust. And that's my dog. It happens all the time when we do Zoom meetings. So I feel right at home. All right, here we go. Yep, from the top. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight at the Gala. For those of you joining in person, I just want to thank you for making the trip to be together with other supporters and our staff. For those of you joining from home, thank you for taking the time to Zoom in. I'm sorry I couldn't be here with you. I really wanted to, but I had a different engagement. But I'm happy to share some report from last year. COVID has really turned things upside down. Our staff, our frontline staff, who are on the grounds daily, dealing with COVID in real life every day, I just want to say thank you for being out there. Without you, we could not serve our residents and we could not serve our mission. I want to thank all of our staff, our leadership. We've had a tremendous year and have many successes and had many challenges, especially with COVID. We opened 3 new projects with 261 new homes, and we've finished a 25,000 square foot clinic to help those in need. I'm proud to say over 30 plus years we have housed more than 10,000 people. And we couldn't have done this without your support. So I really appreciate all the support the community and the donors have given us, because without you, we would not be able to serve our mission to end homelessness. Please continue to support us and give generously so we can house our unhoused neighbors. Thank you for joining us tonight. Please enjoy yourselves and have a great time. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Antonio Lamont, Chief Operating Officer at Skid Row Housing Trust.
And I'm Nadia Litovskaya, Chief Financial Officer for Skid Row Housing Trust.
You can applaud us. We're thrilled to be here with you tonight, and we would like to take this moment to recognize our many partners who have made tonight possible and who are investing in the future of our neighbors experiencing homelessness, in the future of LA County.
We have a lot of supporters to thank tonight, and we ask that you hold all your applause until the end. First, we'd like to extend our gratitude to our foundation sponsor, Simon Barron.
Thanks to our roof sponsors, Anthem.
And our garden sponsors, Bolton, CBRE, Century Housing Corporation, Hold House, Carlin and Van Trick, KFA Architecture, Koning Eisenberg Architecture, Pacific Premier Bank, Pacific Empire Builders, United Way of Greater Los Angeles, Wells Fargo Private Bank.
Our door sponsors, AMJ Construction Management, Barnes & Thornburg, Bogelin Company, Cox, Castle & Nicholson, Los Angeles County Supervisor Catherine Barger, Morley Builders, Patrick D. Spillane and Jerome M. Stouderhar, Steinberg Hart.
And our window sponsors, About Communities, AC Martin, American Business Bank, Antonio Lamons, Bay Grape, Brooks & Scarpa, Court, Daniel Bernier, Diane Ballin, Enterprise Community Partners, Forbix, Jennifer Christian Herman, Jed Doy and Jeff Lauderman, Kaiser Permanente, Kimball Tari and St. John, Lee Ragas, Manuel Abascal, Mark and Leah Kitching, Maurice Ramirez and William Harrell, Michael Moulton Architecture, Newport Partners,
Yourself.
yes, Nadia, I was trying to skip that one, Omni America, RJC Group, Sierra Atalano.
Thank you again to all of our amazing sponsors. Let's give them a round of applause.
So this event officially kicks off our end-of-year fundraising. We wanted to share with you our biggest sponsors that will be launching our Housing First Heroes campaign on November 15th. You'll be able to sign up to become a fundraiser in support of the trust, or you can make a donation on our campaign website.
So yes, we'll be hitting you up for more money again, and soon. So mark your calendars. I think that was November 15th, right?
So how do you do it? Go to our website and sign up to receive our email updates for more information about the campaign when it launches.
And Nadia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Next, I have the honor of introducing this year's Changemaker Award honoree, which goes to an individual who has shown a personal commitment to ending homelessness through advocacy and action. And just as a quick segue off script again, because she is here. She did see. I thought she was gone. I did want to say that my predecessor, Mike Alvadrez, carved a very massive path to solutions around homelessness. And he's sitting right by a gentleman by the name of Christian Amuhada. And they were bonding with Jan. So I'm saying, thank you for creating that. But my eyes are on you. So you have history with Jan. I have future with her. Okay, so the recipient of this award served on the Los Angeles City Council from 2001 to 2013, representing the residents of District 9, which includes downtown, Little Tokyo, and South LA. During her tenure, she worked with nonprofit housing developers to ensure housing for working families, seniors, recently emancipated foster youths, and formerly homeless individuals. She also established the full continuum of care for homeless services, including the expansion of the city's emergency shelter programs. She approved the development of 5,670 affordable housing units, including permanent supportive housing. And I just want to point that out just very quickly, because when she created those solutions at the time, it solved a problem. But when you really think about it, she committed to solving going forward in the future. So those are continuous, ongoing efforts to solve homelessness. She has made a true and lasting difference in the lives of those who are in a home this evening because of her leadership. Please welcome to the stage this evening's Changemaker Award honoree, Jan Perry.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Now, okay. Hi, everybody. It's really great to see all of you, and I'm really touched and so deeply honored to receive this award. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk long. The day that I went over, Jet asked me to come over and do a video for Skid Row Housing Trust, and of course I said yes, because I wanted to see Mike and Christian again, and I don't know, I was in a really bad mood that day, because I've been angry since the 2013 when I termed out, and it doesn't seem to get any better, because I feel like some momentum has been lost. But then when Mike was in the garage and I looked at him and I started smiling, because I was thinking back about all the work we did together and how quickly we did it and how focused we were. And we didn't have H or H at the time. All we had was tax increment and and passion and focus and anger, which can be good, to get it done and to get it done quickly. And every time you opened up another project, I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday, to see the people moving in, to see them smiling, and to go back and see them later, and to see them looking healthier. And when Mike walked me to the car when we were done, and you know, I don't know what I said. I mean, I left my body. That's how intense it was for me. But he said, you know, he didn't realize it at the time, but when we were working together, it was Camelot, and I think we need to get back to Camelot. So thank you.
Okay, hello again. We decided to switch it up.
That's right.
Skid Row Housing Trust was founded in, I think that's you. But
Is
you
this
know
me?
what?
Well, we're switching it up.
All right, we're switching it
Yeah,
up.
that's fine.
Skid Row Housing Trust was founded in 1989 in response to the rapid loss of SRO buildings in Skid Row. Their goal at the time was to preserve and rehabilitate the existing housing stock so that the men and women of Skid Row had an affordable place to stay. In response to the needs of their residents, they changed their approach to both housing and support.
My name is Jana Lee. No, I'm just kidding. The Trust was a pioneer in providing what is known as permanent supportive housing, and that is housing coupled with wraparound services. So in this video, you'll hear how this approach to resident care informed and strengthened the design of new projects.
Dim house lights.
The dogged pursuit of the construction of permanent supportive housing should never stop. And the outreach to pull people into housing must not end. So it's about alignment of people who are focused and are willing to do whatever it takes to get as many permanent supportive housing units done, but they also have to have a baseline of understanding of how to get it done, how to do the land use, how to assemble the financing, how to secure the land, how to do the outreach so that you don't have to have an epic battle of opposition from people, and to be compelling and to say, we want to get people into housing, we want to get them off the street. That will benefit everyone.
Rainbow was meant to be the Trust's first permanent supportive project, and that was creating a whole new set of requirements and responsibilities for the building to build longer-term community, to have spaces that were integrated into the building to provide social services for the residents.
For the Trust, the Rainbow represented a 2.0 reinvention. And what that means is that previous to the Rainbow, everything had been an acquisition rehab, meaning a rehabilitation of older buildings. And so the Rainbow Apartments represented the first official step towards new construction. It also represented a shift from previous single room occupancies where the Trust had a lot of concentration in the older buildings to efficiency units, which are studios. So we were going from, let's say, 150 square feet or 200 square feet units that did not have a bathroom or a kitchen to 350 square foot units that did have a bathroom and did have a kitchen, but also costed more.
The thing that I became very interested in was whether the architecture could help change the dynamic for those residents to create a more communal set of interactions. So one of the things that probably seems very simple now, but was one of the most radical things that we did at Rainbow Apartments was to have all of the corridors to the apartments around the courtyard at the center of the building. That helped to let everybody in the building see each other, to know who was in the community with you, and to help start to create even stronger connections between those individuals.
All of those feelings that come along with experiencing homelessness may make you tend to want to isolate and feel disconnected. Anything that brings people together to help break down that isolation and build connection is super important.
So we did yoga classes at the Rainbow, we did art classes, we did amazing harm reduction groups around folks who were still struggling in their addiction. I mean, it was incredible what we got to do with a ground up building. We don't just want people to go inside, we want people to transform their lives.
People experiencing homelessness typically have a high need for medical services, mental health services, recovery services. We began to make those services far more available, largely due to the fact that our partners in those various services sectors were more than willing to locate their services in our buildings.
I worked in the union for quite a while, 25 years, so that was a blessing. In Beverly Hills, I fell off an elevator shaft and busted my back open. And so I was sort of handicapped. I always was able to manage. But when my fiance died in 2013, she died of cancer, and I kind of fell apart. I was on 4th Street and San Pedro, and when I had stayed in a cardboard box, ended up with pneumonia, went to USC, and they brought me here, introduced me to social worker, to the Star Apartment. So I've been here like quite a while now. It's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. You just got to keep bettering yourself. You can't give up.
Good evening. My name is Sierra Atlano, and I'm the Chief Real Estate and Investment Officer at the Trust. I would like to thank all of you for spending your Thursday evening with us. This year, we're celebrating the opening of 3 residential communities, Floor 401 Lofts, 649 Lofts, and SP7. Together, these communities will provide an additional 251 units of permanent supportive housing in Skid Row. We also completed the development on a 3-story, 25,000 square foot health clinic called Joshua House Health Center, which is owned and operated by our partner. You can applause for that. It's owned and operated by our partners at Los Angeles Christian Health Centers. Joshua House provides medical, dental, optometry, mental health, and social services to our neighbors in and around Skid Row, serving up to 7,000 people per year. Now that's a big applause, because it's the first of its kind. As an organization, we have made great strides in building and managing affordable housing over the past 3 decades. But there is still much work to be done. With your support, we can continue to innovate our approach in solving this crisis, including preventing homelessness before it happens. That means more affordability where it's needed, especially for those who are struggling to pay 80% of their income for rent. So again, thank you for partnering with us on this important work. And now if we can dim the lights, we have another video to show.
Project 50 is a partnership that was integrated into the COB, where 50 residents of the most vulnerable out in the Skid Row community were identified to be housed at the COB.
We went out at 4 a.m. Multiple days, surveying every single person in Skid Row to identify the 50 absolutely most vulnerable people. Folks who'd been on the streets 30 years and who could barely converse with us.
These people pursued me for like maybe 2-3 weeks. You know, I was drinking a lot, smoking a lot of crack, doing a lot of drugs. I was just basically lost. They told me about the facilities. They told me they had a lot of medical help for me. I think, why not? I'll try it. I went out 3 times, I relapsed. And, just no matter what I did, I kept just, it was hard. My social worker, her name was Rachel. Oh man, she's just fantastic. I mean, she would not leave me alone. She really helped me out a lot. When I got into housing, everything else came with it. You know, they had, you know, nurses, doctors, you know, they completely get your complete checkout and everything. The longer I stayed in the program, I started to see, you know, hey, this might work, this might be good for me. And when I made that choice, it's been beautiful. Project 50 saved my life. I appreciate Project 50 so much. I don't know where I'd be today.
One of the things that we worked a lot on when I was at the Trust was really shifting the focus away from the buildings to the people, because the buildings are just a vehicle for the Trust residents to really live in community and thrive in community and do amazing things with their lives. So we wanted to move away from a lot of the terminology that was very building focused. So even something as simple as the term housing, none of us say we go home to our housing. We sort of settled on home support success.
You can always see the mark or the qualities of a Skid Row Housing Trust project. There's light, there's air, there's space for socializing, there's a good, nice looking kitchen and an eating space, and the individual suites designed in a very respectful, dignified, human way so that people aren't being warehoused, they're being given an opportunity to rebuild their lives and to be able to do it in a peaceful setting.
Everyone has a right to housing. It really is of thinking about what can I do for someone who just who needs a leg up and who needs a hand, and how can we as design thinkers and architects do as much as possible to advance that and to really make someone feel welcome, make someone feel like they're at home.
We went back after the project was finished and talked to some of the tenants. What do you like? Well, a lot of people said, oh, I like having my own bathroom. Like, great, fantastic. But one person said, I really like having the doorbell. It makes me feel like this is my home.
We've been doing this work for a long time, and I think one of my original reasons for liking this work is the people are so great. Their goals are not to make as much money as they possibly can. Their job and their purpose in life is to make good places to live for people, and that's really fun, much more fun than trying to make a guy a lot of money.
In order to serve more people or to make any dent in the homelessness crisis in Los Angeles, we need to be building and preserving extremely low income and supportive housing at a massive scale that we have never done. And until we have that sufficient level of permanent housing, we're just trying to meet people's immediate needs, but we never can move forward and really make a difference.
When I was in City Hall, when I first went in 2014, working for Mayor Garcetti, and I would talk to city council offices, people didn't really know what permanent supportive housing was. And so me and others had to do a lot of evangelistic work. I would say, go on a tour of a Skid Row Housing Trust building. Go to the Star Apartments. That's the gold standard. This is what we're talking about. I remember the opening of this, and the first time I walked in here, and you walk in and there's the green below and the polished concrete, and you come in, there's the bamboo. I thought, I could live here. This is really nice. And that's the model. And being able to sell that model was totally key, at least in the city, for getting people on board with that solution, which now people get. That's really the Skid Row Housing Trust that led that effort.
Okay. So, have you guys placed your bid in the silent auction yet? Treat yourself to a new tuft and needle mattress and bedding set. And after battling tonight's traffic situation, that sounds like a very comfy place to lie down afterwards, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes,
Maybe
I
we
do.
should get one set up in the green room.
Yep. Or
It's
maybe
written.
not.
It's written that way.
Yep. Yep. You can also bid on personal pickleball lessons from Mike Alvarez, CEO of Emeritus of the Trust in Pasadena Pickleball Ambassador. He's offering 8 packages of lessons in tonight's auction. So if you're the high bidder on each of those packages, you could take 40 personal pickleball lessons from Mike.
goodness.
Imagine how good you'd be.
Oh my word.
My dad actually plays pickleball in Florida.
It's
It's a
the beautiful game. The beautiful game. So if you scroll to the last item in the auction, you'll find the Unlocking Hope listing for a $25 donation you'll receive a gift bag with a key and lock, charm inside. But you may also be the lucky winner of a one-night stay at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Little staycation. Yeah, I see that. All right.
She wants it.
So, purchase the listing now and stop by the Unlocking Hope station at 8:30 p.m. to pick up your bag and see if you've won.
Woo, the auction closes this evening at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So act quickly to browse through all the items still available. Click on the link that was texted to your phone or go to, do you have it?
I just got a text.
BidPal, you did?
Yeah.
That's it, right there. bidpal.net/2021 Building Hope. Okay, tap on the menu button on the upper left side of the screen and select Browse Auction Items. And remember, all proceeds go to help Skid Row Housing Trust bring home more residents and provide more services for their current residents.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, let's hear from the leaders of Skid Row Housing Trust and a resident story in the final video segment of the evening.
Our conversations really are about, how can we as board, with our relationships and with our individual expertise, benefit the trust in a way that we set up the right environment for the trust to be able to expand in the next 10, 15 years. 3 things that we wanted to focus on were advocacy, fundraising, and fiscal oversight. Our current leadership really understands that, and it's probably the best and smartest people that I've worked with, and I admire them deeply. So I just want to say fantastic job to our leaders.
When my family came to the United States a little over 20 years ago, it was a big change for us, and we lived in supportive housing. I don't know if I would have been with Skid Row Housing Trust at this point if I didn't go through what my family went through. I'm fighting every day for people that we house in my own way. My vision for diversification for our organization includes joint ventures, different financing partners, and building relationships now and over the next couple of years to establish stability for our organization financially.
When you think about homelessness, there's those that are experiencing it right now, those that have experienced it for several years waiting for housing, and then those that are on the cusp of falling into homelessness. We're really trying to look at solving homelessness permanently. I mean, that was one of the foundations of the trust originally, is to solve homelessness through building homes and creating homes, and then helping people sustain inside their homes. We really need to address the problem, not just doing PSH only buildings, but really to look at doing a structure that would create a continuum of housing. And that's a building that would include, everything from market rate to affordable, to deeply affordable, to those experiencing homelessness, much more like a real community is set up, like creating some micro communities within a macro community to address all of those needs.
My vision would be to continue to elevate, to continue to support residents in a way that puts them in a place where they're able to engage and contribute in our communities and in our society and in their lives in ways that just isn't possible when you're having to worry about where you're going to lay your head.
We became a very large, influential company years ago. Systems thinking, policy, procedures, all big company discipline, which doesn't sound familiar in nonprofit innovative environments, really has to happen, at this point. So getting involved with partnering, joint venturing, whatever it is that we have to do to make sure that we go upstream and say, what causes homelessness? That's where I think the history, the experience, the data, the projects of the last 30 years is going to help influence the future 30 years of the organization. That's where I see it going, in the future.
Stop with the theoretical. Understand that these are human beings who are at our doorstep, right in front of our faces, and the longer we leave them out there, the worse it will get, the sicker they will get, the harder it will be for them to recover. So whatever you think you can do to help people recover, you should do that. And that doesn't mean driving your car to Skid Row and giving people sandwiches. It means coming to an organization like Skid Row Housing Trust and supporting them, volunteering for them, understanding their mission and what they do, and then pushing hard for it.
I'm a long-term tenant at the Carver. I was crying my eyes out because there was a bed and there was a door that locked and there was a little tiny stove, and I'm a good cook and I love to cook. And there was a bathroom so I could take a shower every day. I had landed for a significant amount of time as long as I obeyed the rules and paid my rent. I started out with a family and a house, and the tumble started. I had a lot of skills and I was going to university, and then my life came unglued. I was losing my house. I was in a very abusive relationship, and I won custody of my children, which my husband promptly took away. A person can start out at the top of the hill with a home overlooking the valley and tumble all the way down. Pretty soon, you don't have any belief in yourself. You don't know where to go. You're just wandering aimlessly and not knowing if anything you do will turn out right. And then I became very ill that the next thing I know, I was all the way down to Skid Row. I wasn't prepared for that. When I got here, I was so sick. I was mentally ill, I was physically ill. Skid Row Housing Trust provided 3 of the most basic things that you need. They put on-site mental health professionals and on-site medical health professionals. Those were the first 2 things, not to mention case managers who would do anything for you, print things out, tell you about food banks, whatever you needed. This doctor told me, you need to stay with the same doctor so they get to know you. Yeah, that was the problem. She put me on one medication, that started to make things better. Up until then, I had been hospitalized or taken to the ER 13 times in 12 months. People come here from generational homelessness, or from their youth, they're homeless. They never learn how to cook. They never learn how to clean. They don't know about doing laundry. All those things, a cooking class was developed for the people here, and the emphasis was on inexpensive, available, and healthy food. And people flocked to that class. And we had an art therapy class. They knew about socialization. A lot of us don't trust. So they had games. And then they had tournaments with the other buildings to build a wider base of hope. I have seen so many success stories here. So many people have gone on, even gone back to work. Thank you, Skid Row Housing Trust. You saved my life and that of many others.
That was beautiful. As you've seen this evening, Trust has worked tirelessly to uplift people and communities through housing. I mean, just imagine what Skid Row would look like today if the Trust hadn't led the way in preserving as much existing housing as they could at the time, and then later innovating how permanent supportive housing could look and feel through design. What would the streets look like? Because of their commitment to this community, people like Chester, Ed, and Kathleen can share their stories of transformation and hope.
That's right. And in addition to providing housing, because it is the right thing to do, the Trust also saves taxpayers a ton of money. According to a study published in 2009, the typical monthly cost for supportive housing residents in LA is around $605 a month. And the typical public cost for similar unhoused persons is around $2,897 per month. That means it costs nearly 5 times more to let people sleep on the street.
And the Trust does so much more than just provide a home. They have a team of support staff that provides services to their residents, like case management, groups led by peer advocates, special programming, and so much more.
So tonight, we'd like to shine a light on the work of Skid Row Housing Trust's small but mighty team of maintenance technicians. They are responsible for supporting and maintaining all the trust properties and the homes for 2,000 residents. During the pandemic, they were out in the field and in people's homes, ensuring that residents had a functioning place to live. And right now, they are in desperate need of safe and reliable vehicles to continue to do this important work.
Our goal is to raise $75,000 this evening so we can provide the maintenance crew with two new trucks, trucks that will carry the tools and supplies that take care of their residents' needs, like repairs and upkeep.
So, guess what? It's time to get out your phones.
Some of you already have them out.
And give as generously as you can so the team members who play a critical role in the Trust network of support have the safe and reliable transportation that they deserve.
Right. All proceeds raised above tonight's goal go right back into supporting the folks served by the Trust. From the welcome home kits that new residents receive when they move in, to supportive services, to PPE and other hygiene items, and everything in between.
So to donate, please click on the link sent to your mobile device or go to bidpal.net/2021 Building Hope.
/.
Is that a forward slash?
I think it's a /.
That was definitely a /. Oh boy. So now, to close out this evening's program, please join me in welcoming to the stage this evening's special musical guest, Luck. She'll be performing her debut single, Higher.
Trust. Thank you for having me tonight. Yeah. Skid Row Housing Trust, thank you for having me tonight. I see the eyes of a wolf. I see the depths of your aura run through. How you gon' win if you don't lose? I rise up with the blood moon. And when they come with that bullshit, yeah, I'ma roll my sleeves up, take a bow, so do your bow. We gon' wash it out. 'Cause I see everything. I should raise up dreams around you, around you. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting wiser. Gon' need some male mares, run my bath water, yeah, body by female. Hey, like a Batman, swallow you. She bad on the loose, bulletproof rendezvous. Yeah, I wanna be here. I am so resilient. Yes, me up, no hideous. I did this shit on my own. Hey, tried to put me in the grave, but I always come. I am getting stronger. I am getting wiser. So we can take it higher. I am getting stronger. I am getting wiser. So we can take it higher, higher. 'Cause I see everything. I should raise up dreams around you. I Thank you so much, Skid. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me tonight. It's such a beautiful event. Thank you for all that you're doing for the community. At least that we can do. Vanessa Michaels.
Yeah, make some noise for Lux.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yay, you all. Thank you again so much for joining us this evening and for your generous contributions to the Trust.
So we hope that you enjoyed the program, and please make your way out to the courtyard for some coffee and dessert. And don't forget to place your bid.
Yep.
That's right.
Woo, bye. Stay healthy, everyone.
Thank you so much.